emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual purge sanctioned by the U.S. government. Weapons of Class 4 and lower have been authorized for use during the purge. All other weapons are restricted. Government officials of ranking 10 have been granted immunity from the purge and shall not be harmed. Commencing at the siren, any and all crime, including murder, will be legal for 12 continuous hours. Police, fire, and emergency medical services will be unavailable until tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. when the purge concludes. Blessed be our new founding fathers and America, a nation reborn. May God be with you all.
Yeah? Tell me you died, John. Your choice.
No, I'll tell you. You have to transfer your soul out of the dawn into that of the first human being you revealed your true self to.
You mean the first person I let in on the fact that I was really alive? I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. The first person I let in on my little secret was a 6-year-old kid. I'm gonna be 6 years old again. Well, John, it's been fun, but I gotta go. I have a date with 6. You have a date with death. So long, John.
An entity that is imagined to have the right to do things that mortals don't have the right to do, such as steal, and they call it taxation, such as initiating violence, and they call it law enforcement, such as committing murder, and they call it national defense. The problem is not that there's this gang over there and we need to fix that. The problem is that people are imagining the gang to have the right to do things that human beings don't have the right to do, such as initiate violence. And I would use the example when people say, oh my gosh, if there wasn't a government, some other big gang would spring up and beat us up. Imagine, put yourself in the position where, okay, you're the bad guy, and I'm going to give you about 100,000 people, only 2,000 of them are armed. It's your job to rob 100 million people of a huge chunk of what they earn every year. You only have 2,000 armed agents and then a bunch of paper pushers. How would you rob 100 million people? There is only one way you can do it. Call yourself government and dupe your victims into imagining that them handing over their money is paying their fair share for the good of society, and call your gang the IRS. But if the victims of the IRS stopped imagining law and authority and government to be real and just recognize it as a gang of thugs, they could ignore the IRS out of business overnight, because the victims outnumber the perpetrators a gazillion to one. It is only the belief in the legitimacy of the ruling class, the belief that we are obligated to obey it because it's authority. It has the right to rule, we have the obligation to obey. That belief is a lie, and that belief is the entire problem. And when that belief is gone, and sooner or later it will be, when that belief is gone, you don't have to do anything to government. You don't have to go abolish it. You don't have to go vote it out. You don't have to have a revolution. The people simply ignore it. And we could, because we outnumber it and we outgun it by a huge margin. But most of the victims imagine an obligation to obey the gang of crooks in D.C. When that changes, the world changes. Until then, revolutions don't do any good. You knock it over, we'll put up another one, because as long as people still believe that government can be legitimate, they'll bicker over who should sit on the throne and what kind of throne it should be, parliament or a Congress or a king or whatever. But as long as they believe in authority, they will set up a new god, it will stomp on them and oppress them to varying degrees, and it'll happen over and over again. When people give up the belief that one man can ever have the right to rule another, it ends, and it ends forever.
Amazing, isn't it?
Now, as for protection and organization and, you know, yeah, we're a social creature. I'm not saying everybody run for the hills, everyone for himself. Organization doesn't require special authority, doesn't require a ruling class. Defense doesn't require special authority. Nothing inherently moral requires legislation to make it moral. I mean, that's sort of a truism. Defending yourself against fraud and attackers and all the nasty things that can be done, all the forms that fraud and force and violence and aggression can take. Defending yourself in an organized way, cooperating, it can be formal, it can have all these procedures. All of that's good, all of it is inherently moral, and so it doesn't require authority. The only thing that authority adds to the mix is the idea that there are some people with certain exemptions from morality. That's all government is the group imagined to have certain exemptions from the rules that apply to everybody else. But as long as you keep that element of there's going to be an authority that has certain powers that normal people don't, you're keeping an element of there are going to be certain people that are allowed to do evil stuff. Stuff that's bad if I do it, stuff that's bad if you do it. That is the belief that has to go. We can have cooperation, we can have society, we can have defense, we can have justice, we can have all these formal procedures, but until the lie called authority is gone, there will always be violent aggression, and not just because there are nasty people, but because there are billions of people that hallucinate legitimacy to evil when it's committed in the name of authority. When the people stop imagining that law can make evil into good, then we can start being human beings.
Norton? Are you still there? Norton? Stop him! Kill him!
For better or worse, for richer or poorer, in sickness and in health, till death do you part.
Nobody move!
That works too.
Get this heap of shit moving!
Get down there! Move!
It's up.
Son of a bitch! Up yours, asshole! What? Not you, son! Come on, floor it!
Tonight we got a brand new ride. We got to keep this tight. Me and my boy inside. Let's ride till the wheels fall off.
Oops, I did it again. Atta boy!
No, I didn't.
And I thought you weren't ready, kid.
Do you mind? I'm on the phone. There's been another murder. What? No, I told you where I was. I was right here all night with Redman. What? I don't know. You're not telling me who's the suspect. Okay. All right, fine. I'm on my way. I'm leaving. You can let yourself out. Oh, and by the way, Redman, drop dead.
Oh my god.
right away. It's my mother. I don't know. There's so much blood.
Father, are you all right?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to be going.
Oh my God, Father, are you ill?
Oh no, I'm fine. I have an appointment back at the church. Nika, thank you so much. The chili was delicious.
Father,
No, please forgive me. I don't mean to be rude. I'll see you all in the morning at the cemetery. Good night. I'm so sorry.
Where is he?
This way.
What happened?
Lost control, hit him head on, probably drunk.
No, this isn't right. I know him. I'm in his parish. He doesn't drink anymore.
You sure about that?
He's my sponsor.
Stanton, you're gonna need a drink after you see this.
Jesus Christ.
Steele's got him pinned. He's lost a shitload of blood, but we just can't tell from where.
Father, can you hear me? Father. Just hang on, we're gonna get you out. What the hell are you waiting for? Get the shit off him.
I can't make that call.
He's bleeding to death. Get him out!
Okay, set in. On my count. 1, 2, pull!
Women can't live with them, period.
God.
Alice is mine. Now she knows. There is no God. You have your mother's eyes. And they were always too fucking close together!
Baby?
Say hi to the little woman for me. Maybe not. Does that mean what I think it means? Seriously, I'm not sure. Sometimes I scare myself.
Possessed.
This is for Nika.